Bless your family. Welcome to Pastor Jerone TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerone. So a husband comes home the other day in Florida, catches his wife in bed with the pastor. And the way it came about, I believe God wanted the man to know what kind of wife he had, was that the school called, and one of their children, they had children together, one of the children was sick, and the school called and needed somebody to come pick the kid up for school. So I guess the wife was so busy, having sex with the pastor, that she couldn't answer the phone and go see about her kids. This is the trifling stuff that's going on in the church. And I'm like this. If you're gonna be in sin, get on out there. But don't bring the stuff in the church. Don't be an adulterer and a homosexual and a liar and all this slutty stuff that goes on in the church is ridiculous. And people all the time, they get on here and talk about, you the reason why folks ain't going to church. And I say, wait a minute, I'm the reason people ain't going to church? I've never cheated on my wife. I've never lied on anybody, never touched anybody's daughter. I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in over 30 years. And I'm the reason people leaving church. You guys are twisted. And the wife, what is wrong with you? Why wasn't you at work? I know what your problem is. You're a low-down trifling piece of trash and a hoe. When people ask me why ain't I married, I've been through this. I've been through it, and it's a hard process. It's a tough thing to go through, especially as a man, because you want to break up everything and tear up everything and punch and beat and fight, and anger is a real issue when you're coming through stuff like this. So I just feel sorry for the man. Now, woman, you had a husband loving you more than this pastor could ever love you. He's going to work and keeping a roof over your head, and apparently you're lazy and don't have anything to do. You're at home, not even trying to better yourself or going to school or anything. But you're going to lay up and have the pastor over at your house, screwing the man in the house that your husband is paying the rent and all this stuff. This man is loving you, and you don't love yourself enough to have enough respect for your home and for your kids and for your marriage. Now, we know the pastor. Let me tell you something about these pastors, man. A lot of these pastors have never, ever been converted to Christ. Never. They come in, and because the church is so empty of men, they elevate them up to the pulpit right away. They don't even sit as deacons no more. They come in, and matter of fact, they come right out of the psychic rooms and doing psychic stuff and reading palms, and they come in church, and all of a sudden they're a prophet in the church. And they reading, telling people what their social security number and stuff is, as psychics in the church. You guys are ridiculous. What woman sits up and becomes attracted to the pastor? And when I was pastoring my church in Northern California, I told the women, stop going home telling your husbands about what the pastor said. Tell them about what the Bible said. If I was your husband, I'm hearing you talk about, the pastor said that. The pastor did. Stop talking about the pastor, because your mind is on the pastor too much. And see, y'all got to get off. You women have got to stop being silly women. Stop being silly. That's why these people like Jamal Bryant is still I'm surprised this guy still has a church career. Had a fine wife, and as soon as he gets in a platform, babies are popping up out of everywhere. Sex with men, women, dogs, everything. And this is just what's in people. When you never really come to Jesus, everything in you, all this rotten stuff is coming out. It's filthy. When you have a husband and a wife, and you have a wife that's faithful to you, you have a husband that's faithful to you, that's rare. Money can't pay for that, especially nowadays. You can't get that. And to cheat on somebody like that, it just shows how filthy and low down and trifling you are. You are no good woman. How could you live with yourself?